It's more than just coincidence. You look around and see the earth, the moon, the sun and the sky, a beautiful creation of Allah. So how could you deny?
How can you deny the oneness of Allah? Allahu Akbar. How can you deny the oneness of Allah? Allahu Akbar.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to our show, The Philosophy of the Islamic Law. And we are glad to have with us Professor Muhammad Saie, the Professor of the Islamic Law in the American Open University in the School of Sharia. Thank you for being with us. In the last episode, we were talking about the benefits of the acts of worshipping to the brain, to the heart, to the soul. Is there more?
To the heart and brain and soul and the body. Physically, if you, because I'm going to say right now, just a very simple answer. To some people, they reject, they deny this idea of talking about the benefit, the physical benefit of praying or fasting or maybe performing Hajj. I said, why? We are afraid or we are sensitive of mentioning something like this. It is real. It is a fact. Who can deny that praying in that way, in that formula, in that form? Who can deny that fasting? Who can deny that performing Hajj the way we know, and all this preparation, and all this physical action and effort? Who can deny that all this benefit you as a human beings does have this kind of incredible body? The body itself is a miracle of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All of us, we know about this fact. If you look inside you, outside of you, لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ. Every system inside you does work the way Allah has set it up subhanahu wa ta'ala, so need to be maintained. So does Islam far away from maintaining your body? No. Islam is the master of maintaining everything Allah creates subhanahu wa ta'ala. So part of the benefit of this worshipping does reflect on your body. When you pray, this shape of prayer, when you are going up and down, bending yourself, going up, it's like a Swedish training or practice or exercise. They said aerobic, the modern way of having some physical practice to your body. Subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you are combining between a physical exercise with spiritual maintenance and emotional maintenance, everything's working together. Does not come but in the shape of prayer or maybe fasting. Fasting is very healthy. Who can deny that? Even in the West right now, it's been like a phenomenon right now. People, they want to share Muslims one day of Ramadan, fasting with them.
Yes. See
how much fasting does bring a healthy shape to the body, to the stomach, everything. So it is there. It is real. It is fact. So we can say very strongly with a full confidence that yes, worshipping does have a great benefit to our bodies. When you go to Hajj, very special trip, journey to Mecca and Mukarramah, you go from your home, flying, by ship or driving, this effort. You see a lot of things in your way, right? That brings a lot of educational benefit to yourself. That take you from the same environment or atmosphere you used to live a long time ago to give us some break when you go from your home to Mecca and Mukarramah. You go from place to another place, you go around the Kaaba. We'll talk about Hajj in the future, inshallah, but this is like general idea about, yes, worshipping does bring a lot of benefit to you, and all of us as a human being does have this incredible body. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.
And this is what you say is exactly, if we put it on, for example, on the ablution, the wudu, when some people, they are tired, or they are hot, they feel hot, or they want to refresh themselves, the first thing they do, they wash their face. But in Muslims, we make ablution, we put water on our body. So that really calmed us down. And me personally, I feel this tranquility after the ablution.
MashaAllah. Inshallah, we'll talk about the wisdoms and philosophy of ibadat in details in the future. Inshallah, about the wudu, why water is required as a part of the validity of your wudu. That will be, inshallah ta'ala, said in the future, inshallah ta'ala.
Inshallah.
The ability to do that, inshallah ta'ala.
Bismillah. The thing that you mentioned before, and really I want to ask you about it. When you mentioned that we are required to think higher, to think about Allah, when we promote or elevate our way of thinking, or the goal that we think about, that will elevate us completely. And you mentioned that the philosopher is saying that you are, or the person is, according to what he's thinking about. Let me ask you, why first we didn't learn this in school? They didn't tell us that to be a better person, you have to think only, or try to think only about good things, and stay away from the lower things, because that will take you down. Who is responsible to teach us these things? The school, the imams, the masjid, the mosque, the media? Who is responsible for this?
Some misunderstanding to many Islamic facts, many Islamic truth, many Islamic ideas. And as I said before, that all our philosophy should be framed and maintained by Al-Kitab and the Sunnah. We cannot just go out of this to try to think the way we want, or like, or love. So all this meaning we are talking about is being originally coming from the practical life of the Prophet ﷺ. The way he did understand Al-Quran Al-Kareem, the way he did practice Al-Quran Al-Kareem ﷺ, then the Sahaba radiallahu anhum, the way they understand his life, the verses, his sayings, ﷺ, and then the way they practice these verses and these sayings, then they transfer all these meanings and ideas and facts to the other generation, the next generation, the followers, at-tabi'een. And those they have transferred it to the others. Till we have what they call the miracle. In these first centuries, Muslims, they made the miracle. When they are able, within 25 years only, to open from the east to the west. Within 100 years or 150 years, they become the most enhanced and promoted nation in the whole world. They were able to put their fingers on the keys of the civilizations and superiority, and give them to others willingly, generously. So they were the masters of bringing happiness, peace, and sophisticated maybe invention and innovation to others. Because they have this understanding before. They were prepared for that. And as I said before, that every single Islamic idea or philosophy does have a great work in the field of practice. Now if you know that when Allah said, وَمَنْ يُطْعِ اللَّهَ وَالرَّسُولَ وَمَنْ يُطْعِ اللَّهَ وَالرَّسُولَ فَأُولَٰئِكَ, the statement from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, وَمَنْ يُطْعِ اللَّهَ وَالرَّسُولَ, that anyone who obeys Allah and His Messenger, فَأُولَٰئِكَ. Now this is the فَأُولَٰئِكَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ, those that they obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger alayhi salatu, they will be with, not from. Not فَأُولَٰئِكَ مِنَ الَّذِينَ. If Allah said فَأُولَٰئِكَ مِنَ الَّذِينَ, that means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is small, making the circle of fulfilling this commandment very, very small.
Yes.
Because the circle of Nabiyyin, very small. Salihin, but Allah said فَأُولَٰئِكَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ, they are going to be with the company with those Allah mentions subhanahu wa ta'ala, Prophet and Siddiqeen, Salihin,
Righteous.
Shuhada.
Martyrs, yes.
فأولئك مع الذين أنعم الله عليهم من النبيين والصديقين والشهداء والصالحين وحسن أولئك رفيقا. The company of these people. That means you're not able to be prophet as we said, but you are able to work, to reach the work, the practice of these people. So this is like a very major issue in Islam, to always try to go for the best, go for the highest level. When you have the self-sufficient, full pleasant with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, fulfilling your responsibilities, but you are always trying in your life to get, and you are feeding your kids that at your home, feeding your student at your school that understanding, feeding your employee. You know, the good manager, good boss in his work always try to enhance his employers, right?
Yes.
Said, well, my employee, you are able one day to reach my level and better than my level. So work harder and you will get it, inshallah ta'ala. This is honest, sincere person, and he does understand the Islamic philosophy, right?
Yes.
So if you'd like to apply this understanding, this philosophy of shooting for the best, being ambitious person, coming from Al-Quran Al-Kareem, from the Prophet ﷺ, you could imagine how much we are able to change our Muslim world, and how much we have not doing our job correctly when we don't hear this idea from different sources of knowledge and education. Like you said, schools, universities, masjid, mosque, imams, scholars, even home, at your home. So we have to take this idea, inshallah, and try to spread that meaning and try to imply it everywhere we are able to do, inshallah, because this is one of the significant key of transferring ourselves or moving ourselves from the stage we are right now to the different stage, just to bring back our dignity we have lost, unfortunately. ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله.
لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. That reminds me by another question I faced during my journey in Dawah. Some Muslims, unfortunately, they don't know the meaning of Islam as a word.
Subhanallah.
And they supposedly to be educated. And sometimes when I ask them, do you know what is the meaning of the word Islam? Some of them say it means peace, coming from the word salam. And some of them insist that this is the real meaning of it. Would you please tell us, number one, why we Muslims don't know the real meaning of even the word Islam, and what is the real meaning of the word Islam? But inshallah, the answer will be after the break. Please stay with us. We will be back.
How can you deny the oneness of Allah? Allahu Akbar.
Many people trying to get together, but all their efforts were in vain because of ignoring or turning away from this great foundation. We see many people coming to the way of truth, following the guidance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but later on they get off track. What is the reason behind that? Unity is a result, it's not a cover-up. We have to be united from inside. And Allah made this clear in the Quran when He said, وَأَطِيعُوا اللَّهَ وَأَطِيعُوا الرَّسُولَ.
How can you deny the oneness of Allah? Allahu Akbar.
Welcome back. Professor Muhammad, before the break, the question was the meaning of the word Islam as a meaning, and why the Muslims don't know till now the real meaning of the word Islam, and they have a misunderstanding of it.
You mean some of them?
Some of them, yeah, of course. But unfortunately, we can say the majority. The majority don't know the real meaning of the word Islam. That's what I figured from the people that I met. Except those who are in the field of da'wah, and they are keen to call people to Islam, and they read yes, they know the real meaning of the word Islam. But in general, unfortunately, they think that Islam means peace, basically.
Yes.
So, where does this come from, and how to correct this, and what is the real meaning behind the word Islam?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah wa alihi wa sahbihi wa alam. Regardless of the percentage of those who they do know, or maybe they don't know, but the word of Islam, unfortunately, sometimes to be translated to others, especially in the West, somehow to bring some negative meanings. They are intending, or they are aiming good, but they are doing it in the right, in the wrong way. Islam does not come literally as a peace. It's not coming from the word of salam. Salima, yaslam, the word, Arabic word, salima, or salam. This comes from aslama. Means you are in full submission to the Creator, to the Lord, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, when some people, they are translate this word, full submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you are submitting yourself totally, completely to Him. Some people, they take some negative meaning of this by getting the sense of being humiliated. So are you asking me to humiliate myself as a human being? Especially when that person is like a doctor, scientist, or very famous man or person, or a very successful merchant. So we have to add to it the meaning of being submitting yourself to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, full submission to Him. What that means, full submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because submitting does bring some negative meaning to some of these people. But they said, means that you are in a full trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you are telling Allah, oh my Lord, I believe in you, I trust you. What the way I should go in my life? What is the best way to make it a successful mission in this life? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, you go this way, you do it this way. Sami'na wa ata'na.
We listen and we obey.
So this is the meaning, the real meaning of submission, that you are in a full belief and trust in Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. Is it something far from our practical life? No. When people they say in a big company like Toyota, they have selected that man to be the president, the chairman of the Toyota company. We have heard this a lot, and we hear that from time to time in any big company. When someone someone is trying to doubt the capability of that chairman or president, they said, someone from the company said, we believe in our president, we believe in our chairman, we have full trust in him that he is able to turn this company to be the most successful one. So they submit themselves to his genius work, his skills, his talented work. So they follow him because they believe in him. And this is like in the human being field. And all of them, they know that this man is subject to make mistakes, subject to be untrustworthy person, subject to lie and cheat. And it did happen.
Yes.
But they're still giving their trust and belief in that person. Soccer team or basketball team, to be successful team in the league, they have to believe in their coach.
Yes.
They said, we believe in our coach, our full confidence, our full maybe trust, believe in him. He's going to lead us to be the champions in this season. Right?
Yeah.
So when we say that submission means you have a full trust and believe in Him, subhanahu wa ta'ala, in life, in that case you are able to follow and obey and make your life with the compliance with His commandments, subhanahu wa ta'ala. If this is in the human being is acceptable and they are subject to make mistakes, what about the Creator, subhanahu wa ta'ala? There's no mistake in His work. There's no wrongdoing in His system, subhanahu wa ta'ala, because He's the Creator. And He's the one who created you, and He knows what is best for you. And from that meaning, we can understand what the meaning of the submitting ourselves to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the meaning of Al-Islam in general. Why they are not understanding this in our practical life? Because they are under the pressure and effect of the media, of many other factors in their life. They said Islam is peace because they are in the stage of defending their Islam, as we said before. No, we are not in that position in any case. We are not defenders. We are the presenters of the Islam. We are people that are calling to this Islam because we are fully proud with our deen, our Islam. Walhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.
But there is something about what you said, that those who are scientists or famous people, they might have a problem of the meaning of the word submitting themselves as humiliation. I'm sorry, but what's wrong to be humiliated to the Creator of Rabbil Alameen, to the Lord of the universe? Don't you think that this kind of there is a pride in their heart if they say something like this, and that will be, disqualify their kind of faith?
Subhanallah. That's why we have to translate sometimes, or maybe interpret the word in the correct way. Humiliation, by itself, he's a humiliated person, does not sound right to these people. To these people we are talking about now.
Yes.
But when we say that, look, humiliation in Islam means, when you are referring to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when you say, I am humiliating myself to Him, that means I am in a full belief and trust in Him. That will encourage me to follow His orders and His commandments subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Yes.
So that bring to me a successful mission and successful life and happy life in this life. Now when we say now, if you have that kind of humiliation, we say this statement: the highest level of dignity in this life cannot be brought to any human being but with the highest level of humiliation to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the more you are in a full trust and believe in Him, the more you are bringing dignity to yourself. The opposite, when you are putting this and apply it in the human being field, when someone is dealing with someone else, like human being with the human beings, the more you humiliate yourself,
the more that He will humiliate you.
Yes. And the far you are going from the dignity. In the field of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, field of worshiping of Allah, obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the more you're humiliating yourself to Him, that means the more you are showing your full trust and belief in Him subhanahu wa ta'ala and compliance with His commandments, and the more Allah is raising you upper and upper and upper, higher and higher and higher. This is the same meaning, very close to the meaning when He said, alayhi salam, man tawada'a lillahi rafa'ah. You are humbling yourself for the sake of Allah. Allah will lift you up, subhanahu
wa ta'ala. Subhanallah. So let's go back to the Islamic law and its branches and how it was divided. And as you mentioned, it's divided to two: ibadat and muamalat, the rules of worshipping and the rules of how to deal with others. And you mentioned that there are more branches out of each one of them. Tell us more about this, because I'm sure that people wants to know more about it. Me myself, I want to know more about it.
Jazakallah khairan. Well, first of all, this kind of categories, you cannot find it if you open the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You cannot find that the first maybe 5 chapters or the first maybe 10 surahs in the Quran Kareem talking about ibadat only, then the rest of the Quran is talking about the muamalat, or dealing with others, or ruling your relationship with others. You cannot find this in the Quran Kareem, in the book of Allah.
Then who made this?
You cannot find it even in the when you collect all the Prophet ﷺ sayings together, that he did start it this way. So the first 5 years he was talking about worshiping ibadat only, then the second. No. This is a work of the Muslim scholars. But it did not mean to these scholars the separation between the first section and the second section. It is academic. category. It is like educational organizing. So students, they are able to understand and memorize and make separation between this hukum, this issue and the other issue, make distinction between this issue and the other issue. So it is academic and educational organizing. But unfortunately, the same way we have misunderstood our Islam, and we have a lot of misconception ourselves as a Muslims about our deen, till we show in our practice how much Islam is far away from our life. The same idea it did apply in our life. We separated the section of work of worshipping from the section of ruling our relationship with others. We did go further and further. We did separate in each section between its like frames, outers, and inners, and meanings and aims and goals. In both sections, we pray, we did not mean it. We fast, we did not mean it. We go to our practical life, we marry, we did not mean it, and go on and on and on and on.
SubhanAllah. Unfortunately, that's all what we have for today. I would like to thank Professor Muhammad Naim Saie for sharing his knowledge with us. Please join us next episode. We have more to say. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
It's more than just coincidence. You look around and see the earth, the moon, the sun and the sky, a beautiful creation of Allah. So how could you deny?
How can you deny the oneness of Allah? Allahu Akbar. How can you deny the oneness of Allah? Allahu Akbar.